from the hills of 9 Mile, Jamaica, to the world stage where his voice became a symbol of unity, love, and revolution. Bob Marley wasn't just a musician, he was a movement. But behind the music, behind the legend, was a man with a powerful story. A story of struggle, spirituality, family, and global impact. Today, we're diving deep into the life, net worth, lifestyle, family, and lasting legacy of the king of reggae himself. This is the Bob Marley story, like you've never seen before. Robert Nesta Marley was born on February 6, 1945, in the small rural village of 9 Mile, deep in the St. Anne parish of Jamaica. His mother, Cedella Booker, was a young Jamaican teenager. His father, Norval Marley, was a white British naval officer in his 60s. Bob's mixed-race heritage made him a target of bullying and rejection on both sides. Growing up poor and often misunderstood, Bob found refuge in music. He moved to Trenchtown, Kingston, an area filled with poverty, but rich in sound and soul. There he met Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer. Together, they formed the Wailers in the early 1960s. Influenced by ska, rocksteady, and Rastafari beliefs, their sound quickly evolved into what the world would soon know as reggae. Hits like No Woman, No Cry, One Love, and Get Up, Stand Up made waves far beyond Jamaica's shores. Marley wasn't just making music, he was giving a voice to the voiceless. By the 1970s, Bob Marley had become more than a reggae star. He was a cultural prophet, a revolutionary with a guitar, and his journey was only just beginning. As Bob Marley's music spread across continents, so did the heartbeat of reggae and the teachings of Rastafari. His message of unity, resistance, and spiritual awakening resonated with millions, regardless of language or race. He wasn't just a Jamaican star, he was a global voice for the oppressed. From Zimbabwe to the streets of London, Bob Marley became a cultural bridge between people and nations. In 1978, during one of Jamaica's most violent political periods, Bob risked his life to organize the One Love Peace concert. In one unforgettable moment, he joined the hands of two rival leaders, an act that turned music into a weapon of peace. Bob wasn't afraid to challenge power. His lyrics spoke of liberation, revolution, and spiritual balance. He became a symbol not only of music, but of resistance and human rights. The world recognized him. Time magazine named his album Exodus, the album of the century. He was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1994 and continues to inspire activists, artists, and everyday people around the globe. His legacy lives in the DNA of modern music, in movements for peace, and in every person who still sings One Love today. When Bob Marley passed away in 1981 at just 36 years old, his estimated net worth was around $11 million. But he left behind something far more valuable, an empire of influence, art, and identity. Today, the Marley estate is worth over $150 million. His music continues to generate royalties from every corner of the globe. Streams, vinyl sales, remixes, documentaries, it never stopped. The name Marley became a brand, from fashion to sound systems to cannabis. Marley Natural, a cannabis brand inspired by his spiritual use of the herb. House of Marley, a line of eco-friendly audio gear. Even headphones and speakers carry his message of love and sustainability. But with legacy comes controversy. After his death, Bob left no will. What followed were years of legal battles between family members, former managers, and the Jamaican government over the rights to his image and fortune. Despite the conflict, the Marley family eventually took control of his estate. Today, his children help manage the brand, ensuring Bob's message of unity and purpose continues through music, business, and social impact. Bob Marley's financial legacy proves that while he sang "Money Can't Buy Life," his voice became one of the most valuable in modern history. In 1966, Bob Marley married Alpharita Constantia Rita Marley. She wasn't just his wife, she was his backing vocalist, spiritual partner, and one of the fiercest protectors of his legacy. Rita stood by Bob through fame, political unrest, and even assassination attempts. Together, they shared a deep bond rooted in music and Rastafari beliefs. Bob Marley is believed to have fathered 11 children, some within marriage and others from different relationships. But he embraced them all. His eldest son, Ziggy Marley, followed directly in his father's footsteps, winning multiple Grammy Awards and continuing the Marley musical legacy. Then there's Damian Jr. Gong Marley, a powerhouse of reggae and hip-hop fusion. His album, Welcome to Jamrock, won a Grammy and redefined modern reggae for a new generation. Stephen Marley, a producer and performer, has helped shape many of his siblings' careers. And Rohan Marley, an entrepreneur and former football player, gained attention through his relationship with Lauryn Hill and co-founding the Marley Coffee brand. Despite his fame and constant travel, Bob Marley was known to maintain a close relationship with his children, passing down not only his love for music, but his values of spiritual consciousness, resistance, and love. Today, the Marley name isn't just a memory, it's a movement, carried forward by the very ones who knew him best, his family. One of Bob Marley's most iconic homes was located at 56 Hope Road in Kingston, Jamaica. This house wasn't just his residence. It was a studio, a meeting place, a refuge, and now the Bob Marley Museum, visited by fans from all over the world. Here, Bob created music that changed the world. Even after an assassination attempt at this very location in 1976, he stayed committed to his mission. Outside of Jamaica, Bob occasionally rented villas in Miami and other quiet locations for rest and recording. Some properties were lost or sold after his passing, but none were extravagant. Despite his success, Marley lived a humble, spiritual lifestyle, deeply rooted in Rastafari culture. He followed an Untold diet, natural, plant-based, and free from processed ingredients. He meditated, prayed, and saw music as a sacred force. His joys were simple: football with friends, fresh fruit, writing lyrics under a tree. Bob's life was a reflection of his message: live simply, think deeply, and stay connected to the earth and the Most High. Today, his house stands not just as a museum, but as a monument to a man who lived by his values and made the world listen. Despite his global fame, Bob Marley was never one to indulge in extravagant luxury. He preferred a simple, minimalist lifestyle, with a focus on spirituality and purpose over material wealth. When it came to vehicles, Bob was known for a BMW, and not just any BMW. The car became a joke among his bandmates: Bob Marley and the Wailers. He also owned a Land Rover Defender, a practical and rugged vehicle that fit his humble, grounded nature. Bob didn't need flashy cars to showcase his success. He preferred cars that reflected his simple approach to life. His most cherished possessions were much more personal. Guitars, his tool for change, his outlet for spiritual expression, were his true treasures, along with vinyl records, often full of reggae, soul, and jazz, which influenced his unique sound. And then there was herb, a part of his spiritual practice and Rastafari culture. Used for meditation and as a symbol of peace, it was never about recreation, but about connection with the divine and nature. Bob Marley's possessions, from his modest car to his instruments, reflect his belief in living simply and staying connected to the things that truly matter: music, spirituality, and family. In 1977, a small injury to Bob Marley's toe led to a diagnosis that would forever change his life. Doctors discovered that Marley had melanoma, a form of skin cancer. The disease had already spread, making treatment difficult. Despite the diagnosis, Bob refused to have his toe amputated, adhering to his Rastafari beliefs that forbade the alteration of his body. Instead, he sought alternative treatments, hoping that natural methods would save him. But by 1981, his health had deteriorated. On May 11, 1981, Bob Marley passed away in Miami, Florida, at just 36 years old, far too young to have completed all he had set out to do. His death left a gaping hole in the hearts of millions around the world. Yet, his legacy would only grow stronger. Bob Marley's final words, spoken to his son Ziggy, were, "Money can't buy life." A poignant reminder that no amount of wealth or fame could change his fate. Though he was taken from us too soon, Bob Marley's message lives on, a testament to the power of love, music, and a life well lived. Every year, on February 6th, fans across the world come together to celebrate Bob Marley Day, a day honoring his life, music, and the message of unity he spread across the globe. Even decades after his passing, Bob Marley's music still charts on platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and Billboard. His timeless songs, from No Woman, No Cry to Redemption Song, continue to touch new generations of listeners. In Kingston, a statue of Bob stands tall, his likeness immortalized as a symbol of Jamaica's cultural pride. His museum, housed at his former home on 56 Hope Road, is a pilgrimage site for fans and historians alike. Streets and landmarks are named in his honor, forever cementing his presence in Jamaican history. Bob Marley's influence stretches far beyond reggae. He's woven into the fabric of pop culture. His music sampled in hits, his spirit referenced in movies, fashion, and social movements. And the reggae revival is alive and well, with artists like Chronix and Proto-J carrying the torch of Bob's musical style while blending it with modern sounds. Marley's message of social justice, resistance, and love continues to resonate in today's world of music. But it's not just about the music. Marley's call for political activism and human rights remains an enduring influence. His fight for peace and justice continues to inspire movements around the globe, whether it's on the streets or the stage. Bob Marley's legacy is one of unity, a voice for the voiceless, an advocate for freedom, and a reminder that music can change the world. Bob Marley may no longer be with us, but his message of peace, love, and unity continues to resonate through every beat, every lyric, and every heart that beats in time with his music. He showed us that music has the power to heal, to unite, and to change the world. His legacy lives on in every song, in every generation, and in every person who still believes in the power of one love. So, what's your favorite Bob Marley song? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want more legendary artist profiles like this, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more stories that celebrate the icons who've changed our world. Thanks for watching, and remember, one love.